Welcome back. I am Ruturaj, and in this video, we are going to see what are clocks, what actually is a clock used for, and how clocks are implemented in a computer system. So let us see that. So firstly, what is a clock? What exactly is a clock? So I have a picture over here which shows the value of some time. The time is 8:47. So suppose I need to know what is the time at any given instant. कि अभी time क्या हुआ है? So for that I use a device which is known as a clock. A clock is a device which tells me about the time. So you must have seen these type of time values on your desktop or your computer systems. So how actually these values are generated? So there are multiple values based on which the clock value is set, right? मतलब ये टाइम दिखाने के बहुत सारे मल्टीपल वेज होते हैं, बट इन दिस केस वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अबाउट फिजिकल क्लॉक एंड हाउ फिजिकल क्लॉक्स टेल द वैल्यू ऑफ टाइम. ये टाइम की वैल्यू जनरेट कैसे होती है? ओके, इन द क्लॉक 8:47 इज सीन, बट हाउ दिस वैल्यू कम्स, हाउ दिस वैल्यू इज जनरेटेड with the help of physical clocks. And now we are going to see about these physical clocks. Okay, so how these clocks are implemented? So you might be surprised, these clocks are based on a quartz crystal. Crystal is used to tell you the time. It sounds very surprising, isn't it? Let me tell you in somewhat an abstract way how it is done. So basically this is a quartz crystal. For example, बहुत सारे crystals यहाँ पे use कर सकते हैं हम of multiple materials, but the most commonly used is a quartz crystal. So this quartz crystal is basically made to oscillate. Okay, it is made to vibrate, or you can say oscillate in its position. And with the help of these oscillations and these vibrations, basically we are able to find the value of time. Isn't it surprising? So basically for this, we have two types of resistors. One is known as the counting resistor, and the second resistor is the holding resistor. So basically you will get a hang of it in a second. Just bear on. So basically suppose the counting resistor holds a value of 60. And like I said, this crystal is going to oscillate. ये oscillate करेगा या फिर से vibrate करेगा. So each time it vibrates, इसकी value is decremented by 1. It becomes 59. Again it vibrates. The value is now decremented. It becomes 58. Again it vibrates. The value becomes 57. So on and so forth. Now if you carefully see, at some point this value is going to become 0. And whenever this value becomes 0, I increment the value of time. I increment the value of time. And this is how the clock is implemented. If you still haven't got a feel of it, what actually we are doing? We are saying that whenever an event happens 60 times, increment the value of time by 1. Matlab, suppose the clock says the current time is suppose 2 minutes have passed. ठीक है, 8:02 या फिर 10:02. Whenever this counting resistor becomes 0, it means crystal 60 times oscillate हो चुका है. And now this is a seconds timer suppose. So 60 times 60 seconds बीत चुके हैं. 60 seconds is what? 1 minute. So इसीलिए जो 1 है हम इसमें ऐड करके the time becomes 3 minutes. Okay? So if you have time, you must go into depth of it. How actually this counting resistor, this holding resistor and this quartz, all three are used to generate the value of time. Okay? Basically क्या होता है कि we set certain frequency. इस frequency पे उसको oscillate करना है. And whenever the value of this resistor becomes 0, we increment the value of time by 1. And now it has become 0. So अब उसको फिर से हम start करने वाले हैं. So जो भी holding की value है, it is fed onto the counting resistor. So this cycle keeps on moving, right? Its cycle keeps on growing, and in this way we are able to generate the correct time. Okay, so it is quite surprising that with the help of certain crystals, we are able to estimate approximately the correct value of time. Fine. So let us read the definition now. A physical computer timer is usually a precisely machined quartz crystal. Like I said, quartz use होता है इसमें mostly. When kept under tension, quartz crystal oscillate at a well-defined frequency that depends on crystal, how it is cut, and the amount of tension. So basically कुछ tension apply करके we make the quartz crystal oscillate. And for every oscillation, we generate certain interrupts, we generate certain procedures, जिससे अपने को time की correct value मिल जाती है. So this is how the value of time is generated in a physical clock. Now, most of you have always bought some new device, right? In recent times, whenever you buy a new device, what is the first thing you do when you buy a new device? Whenever you buy a new device, कभी भी आप कोई भी नई चीज खरीदते हो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वाली, like suppose a computer or a mobile phone, firstly it asks you what is the current time and what is the current date, है ना? You might have observed this. Whenever you buy a new device, it asks you the current time and current date. क्यों उसको चाहिए करंट टाइम और करंट डेट? बिकॉज अगर उसको आपने करंट टाइम की वैल्यू बता दी, सो इट हैज सर्टेन टाइम वैल्यू. अब उसके बाद ये क्वार्ट्ज वाला मैकेनिज्म यूज करेगा एंड अगेन अहेड ऑफ दैट वो खुद से टाइम को आगे बढ़ता रहेगा, राइट? बट इट नीड्स सम बेस वैल्यू, some standard starting value. So for that starting value, it asks you the current time and the current date, because time से ही तो date बदलती है. Because when 24 hours हो जाते हैं तभी तो calendar आगे बढ़ता है, right? So dates can be calculated with the help of time. So that is why it asks you the current time. एक बार उसको current timer मिल गया, current time मिल गया. So with the help of this quartz crystal, the counting resistor and the holding resistor, it can keep on finding out the value of time. So that is one interesting point. Also, if you have used old devices में क्या होता था कि each time you boot the system, right? Each time you boot the system या फिर restart कह लो, each time you restart the system, it asks you for the time and date. Every time you have to set the time and date. Suppose I have set the time and date, मैंने मेरा phone restart कर दिया पुराने वाला, not the current versions. So it again and again asks you for the time and date whenever you boot it, right? But now in modern devices, the ones which you and I use, we don't have to do this. Once we set the time and date, we don't have to set it again and again, okay? Even if we restart the phone, it automatically picks up the time. How? So in a computer system, it uses a special battery-backed CMOS RAM. So basically, this special battery-backed CMOS RAM is used. It keeps a track of the time. Let's suppose the time is 8:30. And it keeps a track of the time in this battery backed cells. So whenever you restart this, again it doesn't ask you what is the time. It already has 8:30 and it will keep on processing and calculating the time further. उसके आगे करेगा, फिर से नहीं पूछेगा. So for that cases we have special battery backed CMOS RAM कि हर बार आप अगर boot करते हो या फिर restart करते हो, you don't have to mention the time and date again and again. So that is a very important point. Again, everything is fine as long as this clock is used in a one CPU system. जब तक ये क्लॉक एक कंप्यूटर में यूज कर रहे हैं या फिर our system contains only one computer, there is no issue. There is absolutely no issue. But in a multi CPU system, a multi programming system, in a distributed system, it will cause a lot of issues. It will cause a lot of issues. This physical clock will cause a lot of issues. You know why? Because if you think for a second, why is it called a physical clock? Physical ही क्यों? Because we are using certain resistors, like I said, ये दो resistors and a quartz crystal. And what we can judge from that is that जैसे जैसे temperature change होगा, जैसे climate change होगा, जैसे वक्त आगे बढ़ेगा, okay? As the temperature changes, as the climate changes, as the time moves forward, the crystal is going to lose its property. It is going to slow down. So it cannot actually measure the value of time accurately at some point. It is going to lose time. Okay? Because with time and with use, because we're using this crystal so frequently, like it is oscillating 24/7 and thousands and lakhs and crores of time, millions of times and billions of times. So with time क्या होगा? It will lose its properties. Also with temperature, the crystal structure can change because it is a physical clock. Physical properties of that clock or this structure will change over time depending on certain factors. In a single CPU, it is not an issue, but in a multi CPU system, it is going to cause multiple issues and lots of issues. But why is it sufficient in a one CPU system? Let me cover this point. So suppose we have this computer which is executing certain processes. Suppose processes are A, process B, and process C. The current value of time, okay, the one value of time which is standard is 10:30. But my clock has the clock value of 10:15. It means that my computer thinks the time is 10:15, but the actual time is 10:30. And what we see is we have a relation between these processes. That first A will occur, then B will occur, and then C will occur. These are just certain dummy processes. Okay. So I have this relation between them. Now suppose process A starts at 10:15. This is the time A. This is the time at which process A has started, and time AC is the time at which A has completed. So by this time A has completed. Now what I told you, B will start only when A has completed. Suppose A completed by 10:17. Now this process can start at 10:17. This process started at 10:17. Suppose it ended at 10:19. It ran for 2 minutes, and 10:19 is the time when B is completed. Now B is completed, so C can run. C will start at 10:19, and suppose it ends at 10:20. So even if I had a wrong value of time, even if I had incorrect value of time, I can still run the processes which are relative to each other. So physical clocks are useful, or say they can be tolerated in processes in which there is only relative timing in one computer system. Okay. So this is what physical clocks are. And in a one CPU system, even if the clock is lagging, right? This clock was lagging. Even in a lagging clock, it can be successfully executed. The processes which are relative to each other can be successfully executed. So this is all about physical clocks and how we can to some extent use physical clocks in a one computer system. But there are lots and lots of problems when we come to multi-CPU systems, which I'll discuss in the next video. But in this video, all we need to understand is what are physical clocks. Okay, so let me basically summarize everything what I've told you. Firstly, what is time? Time is basically a measuring entity which tells us about what is the moment at which things are happening. Next, we saw clock. Clock is a device which is used to know the time. Now, how that time is calculated? It can be found out or calculated based on multiple factors and multiple ways. But हमने इसमें देखा physical clock. What is a physical clock? Physical clock में we use a quartz crystal जो कि oscillate करता है, और उसके oscillation के basis पे we have the value of time. उसमें दो resistors यूज होते हैं, which is the counting resistor and the holding resistor, और उनको यूज करके we can find the value of time. Next we saw about battery backed CMOS RAM. इसमें मैंने बताया कि न्यू सिस्टम्स फर्स्ट यू नीड टू सेट द टाइम एंड डेट, क्योंकि उसके बेसिस पे अगले कैलकुलेशंस होंगे एंड द फर्दर टाइम विल बी कैलकुलेटेड, बट इट नीड्स टू हैव सर्टेन बेस वैल्यू. नेक्स्ट वी सॉ स्पेशल बैटरी बैक्ड CMOS RAM. इसमें हमने देखा, इसमें क्या देखा था कि ईच टाइम वी बूट द सिस्टम, जो ओल्ड सिस्टम थे, हर बार बूट करने पे वी हैव टू सेट द टाइम एंड डेट, बट इन द न्यू सिस्टम्स यूज्ड अ बैटरी बैक्ड CMOS RAM. This is a storage mechanism. It actually keeps a track of the current time, so you don't have to set it again and again. That is the advantage of special battery backed CMOS RAM. Okay, this one. Next, we saw everything is fine as long as the clock is used in one CPU system. जब एक ही CPU system होगा like this one,